I did this workshop for one of these top three, let's say, accounting firms. I'd love to. I'm just dying to, spit it out, but I won't. At the end of the workshop, 30% of them got in touch with me, right? And I was a little taken aback. And they told me that many of them actually attempted to kill themselves. Yes.
Wow.
And you see, imagine you are this HR person running this entity which has a few thousand people, right? And a lot of them are depressed, many of them clinically depressed, right? Attrition of 28%. How do you think this HR leader is going to feel? Depressed, down, right? So we forget that HR professionals are people as well, right? We forget to show the same compassion, the same, kindness, right? To the people, handling people, right? With so much of challenges, pandemic, technology, supply chain, let's say disruptions, wars, then people have their own personal problems, right?
I totally agree with you. I've seen that. I've seen that in my entire career. And I think the best antidote to that is having HR leaders who are very data driven, who understand technology, who understand data, because it's not a fad. What data does to you is it makes you objective. It automatically wires you towards being objective, towards both the employee and the leaders, where you are not being swayed by the fact that, oh, this is how my boss feels, or the CEO feels, or this is how the employee feels. What is the data? Of course, there's feeling, but beneath that feeling, what is driving that feeling, right? So I really think that being led by data, being savvy with technology, being open to technology, I think is very important, because as Karthik pointed out, he's right. They are bogged down in administrative issues. Not because I have seen organizations, they have been provided with great technology, but they don't know how to use the technology. It's untapped or it's underutilized. There is a great system sitting there. You still see them doing data entry. And when you ask them why, I don't know. This is how it's done. And they think how they've been nurtured is, we are HR and we are doomed to this, right? So I think, I also feel, and this is a word I'm going to mention, building a little more ambition in HR professionals, and how we groom them is very important.
Just to build on that, I think the larger point you're making is the HR professional needs to be independent, right? And needs to be somebody I can feel safe with, right? See, I can give a personal example. In my previous, before I became an entrepreneur, I was working for this New York-based multinational company. I was in a senior leadership role. And I remember this head of HR, caught up with me, and I, was largely instrumental in recruiting her. Outstanding professional, impeccable credentials. So she said, "Look, I just want to personally, chat something with you." I said, "Okay, what's it?" She said, Grace met with me day before yesterday. She said all these things about you. So I was a little flabbergasted. And I said, you shouldn't be telling this to me, right? You must be a firewall, right? See, I want Grace to feel safe, that she can tell, anything, forget me, anybody, in the company, to you, right? And I said, you must really not do this, right? So she said, "But you hired me." I said, "No, I just played a part in recruiting you, right? You have this huge role. You should correct me, right?
Correct.
I want you to sort me out, and help other people, right?" So you see, there is this psychological orientation. that you are beholden to the people that either recruited you or to the CEO of the company,
Yeah.
right? I think the day we have an HR person like you, who is independent, data-driven, that's really when people are going to feel. See, people need to feel safe. It's a very big driver, right, of retention, right, of comfort, of even connection.